everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Christine. I'm here to do my weekly wrap-up. I finished one book this week, but I'm currently reading 7. Most of them will get finished today, hopefully, because happy Halloween. It's Halloween. So I'm going to be filming my TBR right after this. We have company coming today and tomorrow, so I won't be able to film tomorrow. I haven't been able to film the last couple of days. It's just been busy. So the only book I finished, well, the one book I finished this week is Lemon Meringue Pie Murder by Joanne Fluke. I gave this a 3. A woman who inherits her aunt's house, sells it, and is planning on going on a trip, a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and then is murdered the day she's going to leave. I figured out who it was halfway through the book. There are dead giveaways in this. Like, it's not even a question of who did it. Hannah was really annoying in this one, I found. Anyways, she was wishy-washy. Whenever she was with Mike, the sheriff, she wanted to be with him. And whenever she was with Norman, the dentist, she wanted to be with him. But she found she got butterflies in her stomach more from Mike, but she liked the down-homeness of Norman. And it was just, make up your mind already. And then she was severely naive when it came to life. She couldn't believe that people in her town might have tattoos. She could not believe that people in her town might dye their hair different colors. And she could not believe that people had piercings. Okay, she's in her late 20s, early 30s. This is the year, 2003 when this was written. And this is all contemporary, takes place nowadays. And it was just, her youngest sister is like 22. No, 18 maybe, 19. Something around there. And she gets off this bus because she's coming home for a visit because she's in college. And she's got different color hair, she's got a tattoo, and she's dressed scantily. And Hannah went into a fit. You find out later, other stuff, why she's like that, but she literally went into a fit. She could not believe her younger sister would do this and dress like this and have tattoos and different colored hair, and how dare she's going to be labeled, and get over it. So yeah, I gave this a 3. I'm hoping the other ones aren't as bad. So currently reading, this is all to finish up my Triple RC challenge. Like I said, I'm not too concerned if I don't finish the million more pages, because I have like 3 stacks of books right behind you. But I'm trying. So the ones that are going to get finished, hopefully today, is Slasher Girls and Monster Boys. Short stories that have been compiled by April Genevieve Tohoke. I'm loving this. Loving it. And I'll probably end up giving it a 4. I have 2 stories left, because I was reading other things, and then I realized that if I finish this faster, it'll make place for one of the other books I'm reading. So, dang stickers. But it's a bunch of just different stories. Spooky stories, scary stories. Not really spooky, but kind of jaw-dropping stories. So I'm loving that one. You by Carolyn Kepnes. We all know he's a stalker going after a girl that he sees in a bookstore that he works at. Gonna have another unpopular opinion, but I'm not liking it. I think Jo's an ass. She's not exactly the nicest person either, but I could understand where she's coming from. And if she knew what the reader knew, she'd be more of a B-word. Everybody says that you fall in love with Jo and you're rooting for him. I'm not. I don't like him. I can't stand him. So there's that. So this has been a slog to get through. Then I'm reading Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World by Benjamin Hilaire Sans. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. I wanted more of this in the first book. This area is coming to terms with himself and the relationship of him and Dante, and it's wonderful. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Now, I'm also reading In the Wild Light by Jeff Sentner, and I'm loving this as well. Highly doubt I'll probably finish it today, but it's actually got, I didn't tab it that much out, one of my favorite passages ever in here, and it's wonderful. It's about a boy who's pretty much been raised by his grandparents, and his best friend Delaney, who everybody thinks is weird, has found a mold that is better than penicillin for bacteria-resistant antibiotics, like antibiotic-resistant bacteria. So it works against that stuff. So she had given it to a scientist. The scientist tested it and studied it, and has decided to give her a full scholarship to this boarding school. And she said, I won't go unless my best friend can go too, because he needs to get out of this town. But his grandfather is dying. He has emphysema, and he's on the quick path down, unfortunately. And he's struggling to go or not. He doesn't want to go and leave his grandfather, but he knows if he goes, then he's got a chance of a lifetime. And it's that sort of deal, but a spoiler alert, he does decide to go because I'm only that far in and he's already at school. So I think it's coming to terms with his grandfather, taking the opportunity to do something that he feels he's not deserving. It's sad. I know I'm gonna cry on it. Yeah, I think his other two books, Servant King, definitely made me cry. Goodbye Days made me cry, but the other one, The Rain, I can't remember. Rain and Delilah's Midnight Matinee, I did not cry on, I don't think. And I'm also reading Baby on Board by Lisa Ruff. Again, you know, it might be just pulling through by the skin of my teeth to finish. This is about a girl a couple, it's a second chance romance. She is a glassblower, and he is a yacht racer. You know, those big races with the yachts, or sailboats. And he's been gone for 3 months. She's pregnant 4.5 months by him. She knew when he left, I think, or just after he left, because he left for 3 months, didn't contact her except for once. So she's pretty much blown him off. He comes back and wants to start right back where they were. And she's like, yeah, no, you're not father type. You're not going to be around. I don't want you in the baby's life. You're done. And he's like, yeah, but no. So she's interviewing other guys to be the father. And that's pretty much where I am. So we shall see. The other two books I'm reading that my rating's bumped up by 1 on this book, only because I liked the perspective of the monster. And that's Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I can't stand Victor. The woe is me. Everything happens to me. Why is it? I'm over it. And the lack of description of how the monster is made. The reason, like, it just pretty much says he made him, he woke him up, he hated him, he's gone. When the monster takes over perspective, I love that part. I loved seeing the perspective of the monster. And then when Victor comes back, it's like, but it only says that the monster's hideous, but it doesn't say why he's hideous or what makes him hideous. Why everybody's scared of him. Like, I get it. He's put together with different parts, but what is everybody so scared of if he's made from human parts? why is everybody terrified of him if he's got a human head and, you know. So that irked me a bit because she never actually explains why he's hideous. So, and then the last one I'm reading is North Country Man by Carrie Alexander. It is about a man who has come, what's his name? Noah. He's come back from, he was a firefighter, smoke jumper. And he comes back with scars on his face and that, and his friends have died, so he becomes a hermit. He can't handle everybody coming up and looking at his scars, and he's got survivor's guilt, is essentially what it is. She is what is her name? Claire. She works for a hotel chain, a big hotel chain that looks at hotels that are dying in order to take over them and become this hotel chain. And her doctors told her she needs to back down on her stress levels. She's getting ulcers, she's getting sick. So the company puts her into this, wants her to go to this one small, like out of the backwoods hotel, easy, you know, look at it, tell us what you think. It takes place in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So I might actually hold on to this book just because I recognize the places, because, you know, I live across the bridge from it. So, in the front, there are words that if you don't know, or if you don't live around here, you wouldn't know. One of them is Yooper. Yooper is an Upper Peninsula person. So instead of UP, it's Yooper. And yes, I've heard it. They're considered Yoopers. Our radio station is actually located across the river, which is what we call going. We don't say we're going into the States. We say we're going across, or we're going across a river, because we have to cross a river to get to the States. So our radio stations, 2 of them are across the river, and 1 of them is over here. I think, yeah. Or there might be 2 over here, 2 over there. Anyways, and they, you know, it's a Yooper. So it's funny to see this, the slang, because you don't really see the slang in it. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to have to cut that out. So that is pretty much all I have read. Rug is up. There we go. Reading this week. What do I plan on reading? I'm hoping to get to 7 Years to Sin by Sylvia Day. Don't know much about it, but it's Sylvia Day. So it's a young man forced to sell his body for money, a young lady who watched him do it. 2 tormented souls brought together years later to assuage the hunger of a desperate, irresistible attraction. It's Sylvia Day. It won't take long to read. And hopefully, Elevation by Stephen King. I have no idea about this, but it's nice and short. So it's Castle Rock. New neighbors, fine dining experience. Town prepares for its annual Thanksgiving 12K run. Scott begins to understand the prejudices the women face and tries to help. Unlikely alliances form, and the mystery of Scott's affliction brings out the best in people who have indulged the worst in themselves and others. We'll see. It's Stephen King. I'll probably fly through it. So that's it. I'm going to film my TBR next. It'll go up tomorrow on my birthday. So yeah, I think that's it for the wrap up. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.